this guy was under surveillance for at least a half hour before the shot was taken, and that they saw him, is a complete breakdown of security.
How do you see it impacting the US presidential race? What are the three big misses that you see from the point of view of the Secret Service or the security officials that were at the rally? Hi, you're watching the Times of India. I'm Aditi Prasad, and with me is John Rossomando. He's a senior defense policy analyst. John, want to jump right in. Everyone agrees that something went wrong at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania last weekend. A gunman fired a shot that grazed the former president's ear, but nobody can seem to be agreeing on what really happened, why it happened, how such a lapse could have happened. You get different versions depending on which side of the spectrum, ideological spectrum, you speak with.
Well, my take right now is that it's kind of hard to figure out what exactly happened. The fact that this kid had a drone and was surveilling a sensitive area before the rally goes to say that he was coached. It looks more and more each day like there was a bit of a conspiracy, but who the conspiracy involved remains to be seen. And now we find out that most of Trump's security detail were Department of Homeland Security protective service people instead of Secret Service. We had the Department of Homeland Security covering up, and the Secret Service director keeping Congress from getting access to the information to find out what happened. So it really does not have a good smell test.
The smell test that you talked about, and you talked about the drone. The Wall Street Journal's report says that the shooter used drones to recce the rally venue site hours before the opening of the rally. Clearly, somebody should have spotted that drone. A, B. What about what does it tell you about the nature? This wasn't an amateurish 20-year-old's job, was it?
No, it's not. It shows that he has some degree of coaching, but the question is, by whom? I mean, I think that there's a lot of people suggesting that I'm not going to things that I might say privately, but I won't say publicly. But it just is not like someone like. And how the heck did he get access to the roof of the rat where he went and fired at President Trump? According to news reports, there were Secret Service sniper team inside the building where he fired him. So how was he able to get a ladder to climb up onto the roof? How was he able to get a loaded AR-15 onto the roof? I think there are more questions than there are answers, and there seems to be a lot of bit of a cover up going on. So the question is that are they just covering up their incompetence, or are they covering up something more sinister?
Within the establishment, outside the establishment, what exactly are you hinting at?
Well, I'm hinting at an undefined just looking at the pattern of activities. This guy got into an area that was supposed to be secure. He was able to bring a ladder. He was able to bring a rifle. There could be someone on the inside who conspiracy. That's what people who I've spoken with, who are former U.S. intel people, are scratching their heads about. I mean, it's sort of, I don't want to come out and say, hey, the CIA killed, tried to kill Trump, like, the conspiracies that have existed since the Kennedy assassination, that the CIA killed Kennedy. But I'm just simply saying that there's a lot of here that does not add up. So I'm not somebody who's going to come out and say, it's this or that unless I have hard evidence.
The famous head tilt of Trump, which perhaps saved his life. Do you feel that, had that not happened, we would have had a deadly rally, because there were a number of shots fired, not one hit Trump.
Well, I mean, he likes to say that it was the hand of God that spared his life. I think it's a miracle that he survived. Unfortunately, the firefighter Corey Compratori, who was seated behind him, was not so lucky and was killed by bullets as he tried to protect his family. And we also have two other individuals who were struck and wounded. So it was a deadly rally, but however, by whether it was the hand of God or whatever, President Trump managed to escape alive.
U.S. Senator Josh Hawley has said that most personnel in Trump's security detail weren't even from the Secret Service. He said that whistleblowers have told him that this was the case and that he wants to keep their identity a secret. However, isn't the Secret Service supposed to be protecting all former presidents?
Well, absolutely. However, the Secret Service was treating Trump as a former president, not as a presidential nominee or candidate. And his security detail was not as stringent, say, as First Lady Jill Biden, who was at a rally for her husband not far away in Pittsburgh. So it's a matter of figuring out how do you change the policies to ensure that a president like Trump, who has a lot of enemies, is safe from being assassinated by somebody who makes it through security.
There are several reports that have pointed out, and some of them have been corroborated too, about an advance warning. First, there was the threat from Iran, apparently, and then there was when at the venue itself. Apparently, many of the some security personnel did see the man on the roof, but didn't really respond.
I think that I mean, they should have taken him out. I mean, they should not have hesitated. I mean, the fact that this guy was under surveillance for at least a half hour before the shot was taken, and that they saw him, is a complete breakdown of security. And I think that answers need to be made to the American people about how this guy was able to get in there and how he was able to get in a position where he could take shots on the former president and likely future president of the United States.
How do you feel about the aftermath of this incident? Of course, Trump behaved in the manner that he did. Normally people would be scared or nervous when something like this happens, but I think that moment has become iconic when he just, lifted his hand and said, "Fight, fight, fight," as he was being escorted off the dais by the Secret Service guys. How do you see it impacting the US presidential race?
Well, when I saw that, I'm like, he just won re-election. That was my initial gut feel when I saw that. I mean, it shows that he's a man of courage. He's a man who can handle the fire. So far, his enemies have tried to impeach him. They ended up, pardon the expression, Trump charges against him. They've done everything that they tried to destroy his businesses, and now somebody tried to kill him. So he feels that he has nothing to lose, and that the hand of God has touched him and spared him. And he's been chastened by this, and he looks to be a lot more at peace and humbler than he has in the past. I think that by him experiencing this could potentially make him more appealing to more people.
What are the three big misses that you see from the point of view of the Secret Service or the security officials that were at the rally?
Well, I see the fact that they allowed this guy to get through with a rifle. the fact that he was not intercepted before he could get into a firing position. You had people at the rally pointing up, saying "gun, gun, gun," and nothing was done. You also have the fact that the Secret Service director said that people were not put on top of that roof because it was "quote unquote" too sloped, and people now making fun of that. I think that the fact that this guy was not taken out before he could get into the position is unforgivable. And the other thing that I think is that we're seeing something now where Congress is going to have to get involved and change the law such that former presidents receive the same protection as a current president.
The Secret Service is obviously under a lot of scrutiny post this assassination attempt. Do you feel that the Secret Service in itself has become lax over the last 10 years, maybe not the same Secret Service that we used to see, uh, in times before?
Well, that's what a lot of people who have connected to the Secret Service, Dan Bongino, he's an American talk show host, former Secret Service a guy who served under Bush and I think a little bit under Obama, was saying that his sources were saying that the quality of the discipline and the emphasis has been placed on hiring women to protect the president. I mean, Donald Trump is a 6'3" guy. Having a 5'4" woman trying to cover him, that's not going to do it. The Secret Service men are sworn to protect the president with their bodies and with their lives.
The best thing that perhaps you told me just now was uh, this guy's won it. But uh, between now and November, there are still a few months to go, and even a day is too much in politics. How do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I think the thing is that the Democrats have spent years trying to demonize Donald Trump and make him into a boogeyman. Now that somebody has tried to kill him based on their rhetoric that he's a dictator, that he's Hitler and so forth, the Democrats no longer have the cover of their propaganda and rhetoric because somebody tried to kill him.
Thanks for those insights into this assassination attempt of a perhaps of a former president and perhaps the future president, which has sent shockwaves across the world.
Thank you for having me.